Hi everyone, today I'm going to tell you a relaxing bedtime story. Let's begin. The Zarian Empire, though it seemed never to have existed on any map, was once a mighty power that ruled vast lands in ancient times. When Emperor Lorian ascended the throne, he was only 25, yet his eyes bore the deep marks of experience and suspicion. The streets of their cities would awaken in a quiet serenity at sunrise. Yet within the palace, each day began with unseen intrigues and silent calculations. The first city, Velara, was founded along the banks of a great river. Daily life was shaped by peasants working the fields, merchants displaying their goods in the market, and children learning at the stone-edged schools. As Emperor Lorian walked through the city, palace guards constantly shadowed him, for the eyes of enemies were always upon him, and betrayal lurked in every corner. The young General Arion was one of the Emperor's most trusted commanders. His strategic brilliance on the battlefield had led the Zarian army to countless victories. Yet the ambition in Arion's eyes often sparked palace intrigues. One day, Emperor Lorian summoned him quietly and said, "Arion, you are as dangerous as your victories. Your sword is sharp, but your mind still has lessons to learn." Arion withdrew to a corner, lost in thought, while the palace's silent stone walls echoed with whispers. Every step was watched by spies, agents, and plots of treachery. Meanwhile, the historian Mirala spent her days in the palace's farthest tower, dedicating herself to recording events. With her pen, she chronicled every intrigue, every military triumph, and the daily life of the people. One day, someone will wonder about our past, she thought. Her records would become the only documents revealing the hidden face of the empire. The boundaries of the Zarian Empire had expanded through trade. Ships carried goods along the river, while messages traveled between cities by letters. Yet beneath the shadow of peace, economic crises quietly grew. Merchants raised prices, and peasants struggled to sell their crops. This crisis gradually sowed the seeds of rebellion. One morning, as the sun illuminated the palace's stone walls, Arion's army confronted enemy tribes. The battle stretched on for days. Armor clashed with metallic echoes, and arrows pierced the sky. Emperor Lorian watched the battlefield from the palace tower, his heart heavy with worry for his people. He prayed for victory while walking the thin line between loyalty and betrayal. Over time, the empire's culture flourished. Educational institutions were founded. Festivals brought the people together, and religious ceremonies united the citizens. Yet this cultural advancement could not prevent the political and economic collapse. Rebellions grew, commanders became entangled in throne struggles, and ultimately the palace's stone gates fell silent. Before stepping down, Emperor Lorian turned to Mirala and said, "Do not forget our story. One day, people must remember Zarian." As Mirala put down her final note, she reflected, "The empire has fallen, but its shadow remains. Every stone, every mark upon it, tells of a world that once existed. The future is filled with the silent witnesses of the past." And so the Zarian Empire faded into the forgotten lands of history. Yet its shadow lived on in Mirala's records, in the streets of its cities, and along the riverbanks.